A dead-eye shot? You bet, because you asked for it. Television's greatest all-time request show brought to you by Skippy, America's largest selling peanut butter. If you like peanut, you'll like Skippy. And here's your host, Art Baker.
Thank you, and howdy, friends. Here we are again on You Asked For It. Now, I want to tell you, your imagination is absolutely colossal. You have asked us for the most amazing things. The mystifying, the odd, the old, the new, the things that bear repeating, the strange. All right, if that's what you want, that's what we're here for. That's for us. Now, I want to get a little Western atmosphere here for this first one that comes from Dean Gardner of Omaha, Nebraska. He writes, Dear Art Baker, I saw the movie about Annie Oakley, who used to be a champion shooter with Buffalo Bill's Wild West show. I wonder if you could find me a woman who can shoot as good as she used to by doing the same trick shots. Sincerely, Dean Gardner. Well, Mr. Gardner, you have a tough assignment for us there. You want a modern Annie Oakley, huh? And we have her for you. Where do you suppose we found her? In the state of Texas. You are right. Yes, sir. There's only one woman who can possibly take that title. Her name is Mel Greer. She's making her television debut tonight, and we'll go in the Wild West tent and meet her. Come along, will you? Mel, howdy do. This is your first time on television. Are you a tiny bit nervous at all?
Can't afford to be in this business.
That's right. With that, you can't. You're prepared to do some plain and fancy shooting for us, are you?
Correct.
If I understand it now, with the assistance of Al Greer, who is the shooting sheriff, you are going to duplicate the warm-up shots that Annie Oakley used to do, right?
Yes.
That I want to see. Good.
Let's go.
Looks so simple, but stand by. That was just what they call the warm-up. How do you like that? Now prepare for some real shooting here. This one is called the pendulum. You have here, of course, the target. That's the small disc. Now the pendulum swings by, and it's only in front of the target for a split second. It's the business to shoot the pendulum, and through it, the disc. Let's see. Combination of courage on the part of Al here and accuracy, deadly accuracy on the part of Mel. Al will take this and place it in his teeth. Mel will shatter it with a bullet. This one absolutely amazes me, my friends. I want you to watch closely, because there's one disc, there's another disc. In between will be placed a very sharp-edged bayonet, the sharp edge toward Mel. The idea will be to split a bullet on that sharp edge, and with the two halves, explode these two discs on the side at the same time. Watch closely. tell you, that was some real shooting there, and I'm mighty glad indeed that you were with us here on your television debut. I know that the folks down in Texas will be mighty proud of you, and Omaha, Nebraska will get a thrill, too. We also thank very much Al back yonder, and thank you for being here, and to letter writer Dean Gardner of Omaha, thanks because you asked for it. You asked for it, and that, my friends, is the reason why you have made Skippy America's outstanding and best-selling peanut butter. And we're mighty pleased to have that loyalty from you, and we want to say thanks, and we sincerely mean that. Yes, and this you can always count on as being true.
If you like peanuts, you'll like Skippy.
Temper, I call it. Or else the table manners of the gorilla that I saw there. If I didn't know John, I'd tell you someone who was not surprised here. And that's letter writer Ruth Rosen. Because she wrote in and wanted to see this very thing. Let me read this short note from her. Says, Baker, would like very much to know how someone pulls a tablecloth off of a fully set table and leaves all the dishes intact. Sincerely, Mrs. Ruth Rosen. All right, Mrs. Rosen, you saw how it was done. You'd like to know how, and so we have John Romero here who will tell us, if you will.
I'd like to do it, Art. And it's really very simple. You notice at the beginning of the trick, I had the long end of the tablecloth on that side of the table.
Yes.
Making it appear that it was the same on this side.
Mm-hmm.
However, that wasn't the case. You should take the tablecloth, the edge of the tablecloth, and put it right on the edge of the table. Then you put as many dishes as you like on the table, and then you go around and you take a hold of the long edge of the tablecloth, and you pull with a downward motion as hard as you can, and that's the way you do the tablecloth trick.
That's the way you do it, Mrs. Rosen, but John whispered to me that he wouldn't suggest you try it with your best Haviland china. Thank you very much, John Romero and Ruth Rosen, because you asked for it. Fascinating rhythm that you hear there, my friends, a captivating thing, is putting us in our mood for this next request here. This is from Mrs. Nola Simpson of Baltimore, Maryland. A most interesting request. It says, Dear Art Baker, my husband was with the Navy in Tuituila, America, Samoa. And he has told me so much about those enchanting South Sea Island dances. I'm wondering if you could possibly get a group of native Samoans together and have them perform one of their typical exciting dances. Thank you, Mrs. Nola Simpson. A most interesting request. And yes, we can do that very thing for you there. I want to know one thing. Did your husband, Mrs. Simpson, ever try to explain to you those very exciting Samoan knife dances? I tell you, for danger and excitement and thrill and rhythm, there's nothing can top them. He must have told you about them, and so that is what you would like to see right now. We're very fortunate to have from Pango Pango to perform the Samoan knife dance. Watch particularly, if you will, that rhythm of the body slapping in the middle of this routine. And now I give you Lenny and Freddie Letuli. Well, I'll tell you, you gave a thrill to all of us with this request here indeed. We're very grateful to Lenny and Freddie Letuli and to Mrs. Nola Simpson of Baltimore, Maryland, because you asked for it. Which reminds me that nothing happens on this show unless, of course, you get a bright idea of something that you've just got to see. What do you want on your television set at home? That's our job here. Think of something that you want that may bear repeating you've seen a year ago or something like that. All right, give us a challenge, and here, when you get the idea, is our address. Will you write it down now, please? You asked for it. Box 323, Hollywood 28, California. You got it? Box 323, Hollywood 28, California, and thank you. Good evening, John.
Good evening, Mark.
My friends, I have the pleasure of presenting to you a gentleman who, for 75 years, has followed the family traditions of glassblowing. This is Mr. John Backman. Of course, that made him quite a little boy when he started. Yes, you were about 8, John, I think.
About 8 years old.
Now, he is here, Mr. Backman, because of a letter from Mrs. A. Wersinger, which was one of a number of letters that came in asking to see a glassblower, an expert, at work at his furnace. I think you're working for Mrs. Wersinger now. What are you making, John?
I'm going to make a little, what we call the German smoking pipe.
Ah, that's red hot yet. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes. Or, you know, we also call it a bud vase. Now, it's made from tubing.
Huh?
This is hollow glass. And we melt this at a very intense heat. You know, we have about 2,600 degrees here now.
2,600?
Yes, sir.
Mm.
We have to have an intense heat in order to work fast.
Mm.
You see, I'm making a complete circle in the glass.
And it's still red hot.
Oh, yes.
Now, that will cool a little bit, will it?
Oh, yes. And just to give it a little bit of time, then I'm going to open up this bowl here in front and ream that out. And you see, just put it in the fire, get it hot, then I'll blow it out. Now watch how that's done.
Aha.
See?
I see.
Now that, you see, opens up the end, and I'll just put this tool in here. See, this is just an old screwdriver. I got it filed and ground up a little bit here so I can put it here to ream this out.
Opening the bowl of light.
Oh, yeah. See, I heat it up there and just revolve it on the iron, you see? And there you are. Now then, I've got the bowl made. Now I'm going to take this pair of pliers. In order to not break the glass, you see, I first heat it. I heat the iron because if it wasn't hot, put the cold iron on the hot glass, well, it would crack the glass right away. So I'm just melting this now. Now watch how I do this. This is a different kind of an ornament, a different kind of a twist I've got in here. Now watch, you'll see. Now you see I get it good and hot, and then we'll pull it out like this.
Like taffy.
You see, just like taffy. Then at the right time, you just bend it over like that, you see? And that makes that other ring right there. Well, now that's very hot. So I'm going to just see if we can't make it
Blow on it
stand
like
there.
soup, huh?
Sure. Cool it off. Cool it quickly. That's the idea. So I'll just take it now, and I'm going to make the mouthpiece. Well, see? Yeah, I cut that off nicely, and so I'm, well...
I'm glad that's you, not me.
Yeah, kind of hot in the fingers, but nevertheless, we'll take this here, you see, and we'll make the mouthpiece. See that that's hot. So, like that, you see, and that's the German smoking pipe.
very, very nice, John, indeed. And you made that for Mrs. Worsinger. That was made right before your eyes, Mrs. Worsinger. I think I can detect that you had a glance or two at this very beautiful little ship, too, didn't you? Well, I'll tell you, very carefully in cotton, we'll pack the two of them. Can I hold it? I don't want to... Is it too hot?
That's it, right there.
Oh, good. So we'll send the both of these to Mrs. A. Worsinger of Philadelphia. And we thank John Backman. I know you want to join us in thanking him. And also Mrs. Worsinger because you asked for it. My friends, you are looking at probably the world's smallest racetrack there. And in a moment, you will see the most amazing performance on wheels. That's all because of Mr. William Kiefer of New York City asked for it. I'm so glad this letter came in. Listen, it says, Dear Art, while I was with the 8th Air Force in England during the last war, I saw one of the most entertaining acts I've ever seen. The act was known as England's Dainty Daredevils, and what they did on wheels was out of this world. And I'm told they're now visiting America. So, if you can locate them, remember, I asked for it. Thank you, William Kiefer. I'm forced to say thank you, Mr. William Kiefer, for asking for it, because we did locate England's Dainty Daredevils. Dainty they are. Daredevils positively, believe me. They are known as the two Diakoffs, and they're one of England's most versatile and popular entertainment teams. They have played every major capital in the world. And they're with us here for their coast-to-coast television debut, and look carefully because there they go, the Diakoffs. Describe very briefly the track to you. It's only 11 feet in diameter to the bottom and 14 feet at top. You'll notice over the top there is not any protection at all. Yes, they could go flying off into space. Here is a single riding side saddle. At 45-degree angle to overcome the pull of gravity here. Here comes the pride of every youngster. Look, Mama, no hands. Let's see, what's this? Oh, a blindfold. This is an authentic blindfold, my friends, yes, indeed. There is no light admitted here at all. And then, on top of that, you will find that you'll be covered by a sack. Yes, just a sack. Now, this will require, I guess, the sense of touch, the sense of feel, or womanly intuition to even find the track and find the very carefulness you must go toward the top and not slip over the edge. This I consider very dangerous. Watch it closely. Now she's guiding herself. Will you hold that a moment, please, while I properly identify the two? The young lady who was taking off the blindfold is the daughter of the one who wore the blindfold. Yes, Mrs. Diakoff boasts of 58 years of age, and I think they're both colossal, don't you? Well, I tell you, this one now is something I want you to study, because there will be a race where they will pass each other. On that, there will be only 7 inches possible for the passing one of the other. Count the laps. There'll be 12 or 15 of them. They'll pass each other 4 or 5 times. All right, who do you bet on? There they go. Yes, indeed. I can see why they would be very popular all over England and the capitals of the world, too. We're very grateful to the Diakoffs for giving us this television coast-to-coast premiere of theirs. I know they'll be popular wherever they travel through our country. Now, that's an example also, I want to thank Mr. William Kiefer, New York City. But that's an example of things that, of course, we get a thrill from, might never have thought of if you weren't on the job there, kind of cudgeling your brain, saying, let me see, what would I like to see on television? So, all right, think up something. Think up something that's odd or unusual or mystifying, an expose you would like to see. I would like to repeat it, for instance, the flea circus that we had about 16 weeks ago. Would you like to have it repeated or not? I'd like to see the things in action again. There are many things that might come to your mind that would never come to ours. It's a peculiar show where you write the show, we carry out the orders and enjoy doing so. Now, you might get an idea 3 minutes from now. Put our address down someplace where you'll have it, will it? Here it is. You ask for it. Box 323, Hollywood 28. Have you got it? That's 323, Hollywood 28, California. And I want to compliment you again on the most colossal imagination that you have. You thunk up a lot of beautiful things, believe me. We don't care where it is, who it is, what it is. If you want it, that's what our job is. All right, I see the time is up. We'll be waiting for your request to come in now. And so on behalf of Skippy, America's largest selling peanut butter, I want to say so long, and we'll see you next week.